Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Rocket Stadium here on the campus of brand new Neenah High School, the site for tonight's Fox Valley Association showdown between a pair of undefeated FVA teams, the visiting Kaukauna Ghosts and the host Neenah Rockets. It's another USA Today Network Wisconsin live stream. I am Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson, and bringing you those high-definition shots is Jim Rosandick. Again, we're all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Friday evening. And Brad, boy, oh boy, it's, there's a big crowd here, and I think for good measure, when you have two 3-0 teams, two teams that are going to be in the mix for the FVA conference title, that's always going to bring out the people.
Game of the night in the state, or at least one of them, right?
One
Ricardo,
of them, yes.
It has to be both. Depending on the state rankings, ranked in the top 10 in the respective divisions. I know that's the case in the WisSports.net state poll. We were talking about the AP state poll. Neenah maybe just on the outside looking in as far as large division. But here we go. Now we're kind of at that point, right? We got the first third of the season behind us. Now the second third. Now you start to see the jockeying, right? Now you start to see the teams that are going to contend for these conference championships starting to elevate. And to nobody's surprise, really, this is kind of what we expected here in Week 4. We thought Neenah would be 3-0. We know Kaukauna with their great passing attack, Finley Dorio, coming off that state semifinal season, that probably going to be heard from as well. One of the matchups I'm quite interested in seeing is that passing attack by the Ghosts going against that Neenah defense that we saw in Week 1 struggle against De Pere, giving up 400 passing yards to Eastern Orange. So Rockets since then have shored some things up defensively, but they haven't really faced an offense and a quarterback quite this dynamic as well. So that's going to be a really good matchup on it. Conversely, how is Kaukauna's defense going to handle this rushing attack by the Rockets led by Grant Dean? Grant Dean was out last week with that ankle injury. From what we hear, supposed to be back playing tonight, one of the star running backs in the state of Wisconsin. So some interesting matchups, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Week 4, here we go.
Yeah, again, thank you again for watching tonight's game again here at Rocket Stadium. Kaukauna, Neenah, undefeated, both 3-0 and 1-0 in the Fox Valley Association. Let's get to know these teams a little bit. I'll start off with Neenah. Brett will finish with Kaukauna. Again, these notes put together every week so nicely by Brett Christopherson. As about Neenah, again, 3-0 overall, 1-0 in the FVA. Ranked number 11 in this week's Associated Press large division state poll. Now remember, that large division, Brett, has Division 1, Division 2, and some Division 3 teams. It goes by enrollment. I think enrollment 900 or larger is defined for the large division. So Rockets rank number 11, and they're 8th in the Division 1 poll of WisSports.net state coaches. They're coming off a hard-fought 27-15 win over Appleton East last Thursday in an FVA matchup at Pickett Field in Appleton. Neenah was playing without quarterback Evan Van Evenhoven and star running back Grant Dean, as Brett alluded to earlier. Both were out with injuries. They managed to hold off an improving Patriots team to grind out that win in an FVA opener. Now, freshman quarterback Ashton Van Beek, impressive again. He scored 3 times on the ground, threw for another touchdown as the Rockets generated 422 offensive yards. Van Beek posted touchdowns of 3, 1, and 4 yards and finished with 52 yards rushing on 17 carries. 2 of those scores came in the fourth quarter as Neenah rallied from a 15-14 deficit. Van Beek's passing touchdown was a 4-yard hookup with Connor Briones. That was with 8:33 to play in the second. And with Dean out to the ankle injury, Neenah relied on a running back kind of by committee approach and generated 235 rushing yards. Zane Schmidt, he led the way with 76 yards on 11 attempts. Chase Collins added 55 yards on just 3 attempts. And Joe, am I saying this correctly, Brett? Joe Dronek?
Yeah.
Equaled Van Beek's rushing total of 52 yards. As for Van Beek's passing totals, he threw for 187 yards on 11 of 21 passing. And Briones, he had a big day defensively, had 11 total tackles. Now on the season, Van Beek, again, just a freshman, has thrown for 277 yards and 2 touchdowns while completing 60% of his passes. Dean's the team's top rusher with 470 yards and 8 touchdowns on 40 carries. He's rushing for 235 yards per game, and his rushing total ranks number 1 in the FVA. Van Beek is next with 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. Luke Young, Caleb Schaefer, they both have 5 catches to lead the way in that category. Schaefer has the most receiving yards for Neenah with 141. On the defensive side, Briones, Young, and Cole Fensky have tallied 24, 21, and 21 tackles respectively. And as a team, Neenah's averaging 101 passing yards per game, and they're allowing 173.3. The Rockets averaging 340.7 rushing yards a game and allowing 98.7. And Neenah, they've been high scoring. They're averaging 38.7 points a game while allowing 17.3. Next for them, they're at Oshkosh West, which is 2-1, by the way, on the season so far. That's next Friday in the FVA matchup at Titan Stadium. Kickoff schedule for 7 o'clock. Brett, the Kaukauna Ghosts, what can you tell me about them?
Ricardo, I can tell you the Ghosts gallop in here. Get it? See what I did there?
Very
They
nice,
gallop
very
in
punny.
here. Yes, 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in the FVA, just like the Rockets. Ranked 10th in this week's Associated Press Large Division State poll and 4th in Division II in the WisSports.net State Coaches Poll. They're coming off a 35-0 blanking of Oshkosh North last Thursday. Fox Valley Association matchup over at Kaukauna. Quarterback Finley Dorio had another big night, throwing for 3 touchdowns, finishing with 214 yards on 18 of 33 passing. He guided an offense that finished with nearly 500 yards, 492 to be exact. Dorio connected with Parker Shue on a 58-yard score. Kavanaugh Wyenberg on a 4-yard TD toss, and Tucker Hoffman on a 7-yard touchdown. That last score came in the third quarter, giving the Ghosts a 35-0 lead, then triggering, of course, the running clock the rest of the way. Kyle Kress and Aiden Reardon each scored rushing touchdowns in the first quarter. Reardon led the way in rushing with 74 yards on 10 carries. Perry Bear and Brady Hoffer were next with 58 and 57 yards, respectively. Then Leland Hurst and Kress, chipped in with 40 and 39 yards rushing, respectively. So, again, running back by committee for Kaukauna as well. Shue had a big night with 120 yards on 6 receptions. Wyenberg also finished with 6 catches for 39 yards, and defensively, Chris DeGroat was credited with 5 total tackles. On the season, Dorio has thrown for 768 yards and 8 touchdowns while completing 63% of his passes. Ricardo, his passing yardage leads the league. That also ranks as the 6th highest in the state in all divisions coming in. Kress and Reardon lead the way in rushing with 147 and 129 yards respectively. Kress has 3 TDs and is rushing for 49 yards per game, while Reardon has scored twice and is rushing for 43 yards per game. Wyenberg, Shue, and Nolan Hall combined to form, I think, perhaps the top receiving trio in the FVA.
Yes.
Wyenberg leads the team in receptions with 13, while Hall is next with 11, followed by Shue with 10. Hall's 248 receiving yards, that's a team high, while Shue is next with 234, followed by Wyenberg with 99. Hoffman has 91 yards receiving on just 3 receptions. The 4 receivers, if you add Hoffman in there as well, have combined to score 7 touchdowns. And the receiving yardage for Hall and Shue, that's top 2 in the conference, respectively. Going on the defensive side, John Newman is the Ghost top tackler with 14. He also has a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and an interception. Isaac Moss is next with 12 total tackles, including 12 for a loss and 2 sacks. And then looking at the team totals, Kaukauna averaging 259 passing yards per game, allowing 115.7. And the Ghosts are averaging 170 rushing yards per game and allowing 69.3. On the scoreboard, Kaukauna averaging 34 points per game and allowing just 12. And then up next for the Galloping Ghosts, we're heading down to Fond du Lac, where we were last week. A beautiful new facility down there as well. The Ghosts taking on the Cardinals in a Fox Valley Association matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Boy, Fondy, 0-3, now taking on a Kimberly team that's ranked number 1. Think about, we were talking about that in the press box here. Fondy's first 5 games: Sussex, Hamilton, Franklin, Appleton North, Kimberly, and then next week Kaukauna. Yikes!
That is a murderer's row of opponents.
I guess so. But good to be back. Thank you to Mike Elkin,
Yes.
the athletic director here at Neenah High School, for getting us in. We always appreciate the accommodations. Great to be back checking out the new digs one more time.
Love it.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
I mean, it is such a thrill to come here, and also when we went to Fond du Lac, just to see these facilities, Brett, and how much they mean to the community. Well, obviously the high school here, the brand new high school here for Neenah, but it's wonderful to see this kind of community involvement.
National anthem coming up. Before we get started, guys, as always, I want to thank our sponsors, Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. First, Cellcom. Cellcom's great smartphone event is going on now through October 1st. Get up to $900 when you activate a new line. Savings available on a variety of phones, including top brands. Visit cellcom.com/save for details. And get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Delivery service is available. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email, Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net.
Just minutes away from the start of tonight's game, and again, thank you to all of you for checking in.
Hey,
Brett, again, this is a perfect night for football. I cannot state this tonight. Is this the final good night that we're going to have?
Heavens, no. Are you kidding me?
All right, I'm just getting a little worried.
Stop it. It's still summertime.
I'm wearing pants.
Well, me and Rosie, we're in shorts through week 9, Rosie, no matter what.
All right.
No matter what.
You guys are hardier than me in that way.
Ricardo, we got a tweet from our friend Hank DeWild.
Hey.
He said, glad you got a Kaukauna game in. This Kaukauna team lives up to the Ghost name. They are scary. So looking forward to seeing the Ghosts and this great passing attack led by Finley Dorio, 3-year starter. Got his career stats. It seems like Finley's been around forever. Going against a freshman. I always want to say true freshman, but this is high school, so of course you are a true freshman. This isn't college.
Right, Brett. They haven't changed those rules yet, my friend.
Maybe someday they will,
Yeah.
But Ashton Van Beek doing some good work for Neenah in place of Evan Van Evenhoven.
He has been a great find for Neenah. I mean, think about that. A freshman walking in to one of the top teams in the state.
In this conference.
Yeah. Going up against the teams you're going up against, there's nothing. You can't give that kid enough credit. I'm telling you that much right now, because so many others probably would have failed. But I'll tell you this much, Brett, he has the backing of his teammates.
Should say one game in the books when it comes to conference. Of course, 2 non-conference games for Neenah, De Pere and Menasha as well. But still, a great test, and looks like the Rockets getting set to kick this thing off. Kaukauna will open with the ball. And get a couple numbers there. Back to receive for the Ghosts are Kavanaugh Weinberg, number 1, and Danny Poor, the second, number 3. We were here actually when Van Evenhoven week 1 against De Pere when he went down with I guess sprained wrist. I think was the initial talk. I guess you're going to go down and talk to Coach Steve Young maybe.
Yeah, I'll get the update from him.
Yeah, see when how much longer Van Evenhoven will be out. Ball scoots into the end zone, and we are underway. Kaukauna 1st and 10 at the 20. But, yeah, hopefully Van Evenhoven will be back sooner rather than later. A dynamic athlete and really
very much so.
Brings so much to that Neenah rushing attack with Grant Dean.
You know, we were wild with Evan Van Evenhoven last year, Brett. He was just a sophomore, remember? So imagine Ashton Van Beek coming in a year earlier. First down and 10 at the 20. That's where Kaukauna will start. Again, the sensational Finley Dorio, quarterback for Kaukauna.
Yep, coming in top passer yardage-wise in this league and 6th in the state. And initial play is a handoff to Kyle Kress. And a good push, about a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5. Can't believe it's week 4 already. I was talking to our friends John Yoke and, of course, Jim Strick, and we're both like, it just goes so fast, doesn't it? And next week we'll be halfway through, past halfway through, and before you know it, we'll be looking at brackets already in playoffs.
We're only in the 2nd week of September. We're halfway through the season.
Yeah, it does start early, doesn't it? Dorio waiting for the snap on 2nd and 5 for the Ghosts. First offensive series. Kress again looking for some space, and one of the first ones there for the Rockets. Number 9, Aiden Carey, the inside linebacker, setting up a 3rd and 2. Big crowd here. Can't see across. No stands, of course, by the scoreboard directly across, but I think this grandstand in front of us, Ricardo, can hold up over 3,800, and I don't see an open seat anywhere.
3rd and 1 for Kaukauna. Consider a passing offense coming out here running on their first 2 plays.
And Kress again looking for, he got the first down, and a 2-yard pickup. So good job by the Ghosts to move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Make it 3-yard gain at the 32. What's Dorio? Is they kind of trying to lull that defense to sleep, Ricardo?
Right.
See if they can hit him for a deep gainer, a chunk play. We'll see as Dorio again waiting for the snap. Nice pace for this offense.
I like the stacked receivers. That really puts pressure on a defensive secondary, but it's Kress again.
Again, finding some holes. A 3-yard pickup. Ball's going to be at the 35-yard line.
Let me tell you, I like Kress there, Brett. Did you see what he did? He was very patient, letting that big old offensive line get things pushed a little bit, and then he kind of made his move. Nice 4-yard gain. He has 4 carries, 16 yards. He's been the entire Kaukauna offense, Brett.
Yeah, of course, one of those guys on that offensive line, right? Mitch Verstegen. Indiana recruit, right tackle, number 65. He'll be playing Big Ten football. And Kress, nope, play fake as Dorio first pass, low, but nice catch, good concentration. That's number 4 on the reception. That's Colin McPhail. Or check that, Parker Shoe. Number 9. Okay, I thought that was number 4.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw too.
He must be wearing number 9 tonight.
Okay, I got to make that change.
Oh, he is wearing number 9. I'm sorry. They got some funky looking numbers.
Yeah.
Dorio now, another play fake, swings it over. That's an easy number to number 1. That's Kavanaugh Weinberg. So Shu with the reception. The previous play, now Weinberg, and Dorio mixing it up, hitting 2 of his favorite targets, and they're moving the chains again.
Good high percentage passes, Brett, and just letting your receivers do the work. And nice looking drive so far. This started back at the 20. They're at the 44. Now nearing midfield for the Ghosts.
What do you like, too? Very methodical, right?
Yeah.
They don't want that Neenah rushing attack taking the field anytime soon. So Kaukauna doing a good job just getting in the huddle, getting the play, and just a nice smooth start to the game for the Ghosts. Is now Dorio, he's got all day
Plenty
long,
of time.
and now he's going to take off. Look for some space, finally brought down, but he is in Neenah territory. Again, good job by that defense, but what happens when you're covering these receivers, right? They always say backs to the play, so the DBs are busy covering those guys, their responsibilities, the wide receivers. So Dorio sees that, had all day long, and just decides to take off because nobody's really paying much attention to him.
That's going to be something to watch here. Is Dorio is a very athletic guy, Brett. His running ability maybe takes obviously second. He's obviously the second thing you worry about in terms of his arm, but he can also make some yards with those legs.
There's Kress with it, and
he's got the first.
Yeah, it's going to be close anyway. Let's see where they mark it. And, yep, he got enough for the first. So 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Good job by Kress to dive, knowing where he needed to get. And the chains move again.
Yeah, Brett, we're at near the 7:30 mark in the first half, or first quarter, I'm sorry. So this is a nice long drive so far, nearing 5-minute mark for Kaukauna.
Started at the 20-yard line. And again, in no big hurry are the Ghosts as they wait for this first down snap.
I'll tell you, the offensive linemen love this, Brett, when they get into this kind of a rhythm.
There's Kress again, and right now that line is doing some great work, Ricardo. Setting the Ghosts up on these 2nd down, 3rd downs, and very short yardage stuff for Kaukauna to pick up. So really getting good push on those first down runs. Right at the 40-yard line, 2nd and 4 coming up.
Second and we'll call it a long 4 for the Ghosts.
Dorio going to swing it. He's open. And again, trusting his receiver, Danny Poor, just to be at that spot where he stepped and threw. And another first down, Ricardo. Is that 4 first downs on this drive already?
It is.
And look at this, as you mentioned, the clock. We're almost halfway through this first quarter. Kaukauna has had the ball the entire time. And if you're Matt Binsfeld across the field, the head coach for the Ghosts, you're just loving this start.
Dorio. Quick out.
That's Shu with the throw near first down. And it just feels like, I think they're moving the chains again. So the 5th first down of this drive feels like they're just surgically kind of picking apart this Neenah defense right now. And really, Ricardo, doing a nice job of mixing up the run and the pass.
This is exactly what Coach Bensfeld wanted to see from his team, Brett. They've really kind of set the tempo already in the first drive.
Yeah, inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. Ghosts 1st and 10. 5 first downs on this drive. Dorio waiting for the snap. This time again, going to swing it over. And nice move. And let's see. Oh, inside the 10. Nice little razzle-dazzle by Danny Poor, making some guys miss. Ricardo, I didn't see who got the block to let Poor kind of do his work in the open field.
Pick up a 17, Brett. Nice, good read, obviously, by Dorio, but even better run there by Poor.
Yeah, ball now at the 7, 1st and goal.
Five for 5, 42 yards. That's what Dorio's numbers are in this first drive, Brett.
This time Crest looking for a boy. Good work again by those big guys up front. Just moving that defensive front by the Rockets, winning the battle. Now quickly to the line of scrimmage. This time running a faster tempo as Dorio waiting for the snap. Again, handoff. Crest looking for it, and he's in from 2 yards out, just like that. 80-yard drive by the Ghosts. What a start for Kaukauna. Wow.
Brett, 8 carries, 31 yards for Crest on that drive, capping it with that short 2-yard touchdown. Very impressive for the junior.
Very impressive by everybody.
Speaking of razzle-dazzle, what's going on here, Brett?
You know, for the life of me, I'll never understand why teams do this. I don't get it, but I don't get a lot of things. This is Osvaldo Soto Sanchez. Remember, he hit a game winner against, was that Fond du Lac last year in the game we streamed? Yeah. And very good kickers. And punches that one through. And as we look at our Silcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, Ghost strike first, an 80-yard march. 7-0, Kaukauna with the lead. 5:09 remaining in this opening quarter.
Going to update my, it's not Twitter, it's the app formerly known as Twitter.
It's X.
Yes, it's X now. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, Ricardo DELIAN. Brett's at PC Brettsy, and Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
When you're done with that, Ricardo, let me know how many plays that drive was.
Oh, I will tally that up.
Took off almost 7 minutes of game time. And now Neenah trailing 7-0. I see our guy, Bill Glasheen, down there. Photojournalist with USA Today Network Wisconsin and the Post Crescent. Be sure to check out Bill's work later tonight on postcrescent.com. He's going to have all the images. There he is. Bill needs to turn around so we can wave to him, but does a great job. He and Dan Powers, two of the best in the business. Also, our colleagues when it comes to our Clubhouse Live show, we just kicked off this past Monday at the Fox Club. Boy, what a crowd we had for that show on Monday night.
14 plays, 80 yards.
14 plays, 80 yards.
And no penalties. The Kaukauna Ghosts were perfect. Again, 31 yards for Crest with that 2-yard touchdown, the capper. But, hey, what about Finley Dorio, Brett? 5 for 5, 42 yards passing.
Beautiful job of just mixing and little pass. But I think that offensive line definitely gets a lot of the credit. There's Grant Dean now.
Look out.
Oh, boy, watch out. Just about ran it, Brett, through. I think that's number 38 for Kaukauna. That's Brady Sprangers, the sophomore, tripping up Dean, because if he doesn't trip Dean there, right about now, Dean's celebrating in the end zone. And
I agree, Brett.
Wow.
That takes it way out to the 49, so that's about a 32-yard return, Brett, but we all saw that rail open up for him.
But look at this great field position now for a Neenah offense that is very run-heavy, led by now the freshman quarterback, Ashton Van Beek, with Grant Dean back in the lineup next to him. What do we call that, Ricardo? That's Zane Schmidt. That's got to be a pass, right? A little push pass to
that
Schmidt
is a pass,
coming
actually.
in motion on that jet sweep. So already in Kaukauna territory after that nice return by Dean. Dean looked like he had a pretty healthy ankle on that run. Of course, missed last week's game against Appleton East. Second down and 4 to go for the Rockets. As Van Beek, there's Dean's first carry of the night. Oh, wow.
You should see that
just
picking its way through.
Now, I think you saw the same thing on Twitter or X as I did. It looked like Grant Dean had a visit to Wisconsin.
Yes.
So, not surprisingly, getting some big looks. Only just, though, a junior. Another season that he'll be back for the Rockets, but a lot of talent on the field tonight. And again, no surprise that Dean would be getting some Big Ten looks, as now Dean with it again, trying to push his way forward. Finally brought down hard by number 66. That's Sam Glendenning, a 5'11 junior defensive lineman, 253 pounds. I can see Evan Van Evenhoven down there in the street clothes, number 10, biding his time. Again, Ricardo will talk to Coach Steve Young after this game and see what the timetable is for Van Evenhoven.
Oh,
Dean somehow escapes. Watch out, Dean on the run, inside the 10, dropped down hard inside the 5. Somehow breaks the tackle. Looked like he was going to be down, and he came down hard.
Perry Bear, number 22, or was that 23? It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
That probably was Van Dinter.
Looked like Dean was going to be dropped, but showing not only Dean with the speed, but the power to break through that tackle, and just about took that one into the end zone. First and goal at the 3 for the Rockets.
31-yard carry for Dean on that, Brett. He has 3 carries for 42 yards.
Dean looking for some space, nothing doing there. Guess who? Guess who? Mitch Verstegen, number 65, bringing Dean down. Again, Verstegen, the Indiana University recruit, he's probably talking to Dean saying, why don't you look at Indiana instead of Wisconsin maybe, huh?
Second and goal to go from the 4.
Yeah, a loss of 1 on that run. But the Rockets looking to answer that Kaukauna touchdown and answer it quickly. Set up by that nice return on the kickoff by Grant Dean. Second down, Dean, no, fumble.
Oh, no.
And the Ghosts have it. The Ghosts come up with the loose ball. Number 42, Tyler Jazeski, the senior safety, pounces on it. Ricardo, there was a mix-up in the exchange there, and it just popped loose, and Jazeski there. And what a big turnover for that Ghost defense.
Yeah, Brett, you described that perfectly. A little bit of miscommunication on that hand-up. And what was the number of the kid who got it?
42.
42. Jazeski, Brett, 5'9", 198-pound safety, it says here. Johnny on the spot, Brett. But like you said, I mean, that's an unfortunate mistake for Neenah, so close to the end zone. But, hey, for Kaukauna, which just had a 14-play drive, Brett, what can you make with this turnover now? Can you turn it into points?
Well, we'll see. Dorio going to swing it. Whoa, whoa,
no.
What happened? What is that?
The ball was...
That's a safety.
Yeah.
Was that just, I think that was Weinberg. Did he just slip as he was trying to make a move, and he fell into the end zone, and it's a safety. And now the Rockets will get it back.
Well, Brett, that's one of the dangers of throwing so close to the end zone like that. And Neenah able to get a safety. Wow.
Some craziness to start this game here at Rocket Stadium.
And the Rockets will get the ball back.
So the Rockets fumble it. The Ghosts recover the loose ball at their own 7. A little swing pass from Dorio to Weinberg. Weinberg slips in the end zone, safety, and now the Rockets are going to get the ball back after putting 2 points on the scoreboard.
I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before.
I don't think I have either.
On a pass play where it was a safety. 2:14 left here in the first quarter. And as Brett alluded to, a lot of strange plays so far.
And this should be pretty good field position for Neenah coming up after the kick here. Dean, one of the Rockets back to receive, also number 6, Zane Schmidt. It's going to be that's one of these kinds of nights, isn't it?
Oh, and he slipped.
Yeah. Slipped on
Sanchez
the kick. And you see number 77.
He's like, let me just corral this puppy and just go right down to the ground.
That's Blake Fish, a junior. He's listed as offensive lineman, defensive lineman, 6 feet, 220 pounds. And I think the whole Neenah coaching staff was screaming, get down. I think Fish was thinking, I'm going to return this for a little bit.
I think, and that's every big guy's dream, isn't it, to kind of get the ball and then carry the rock. But, he made the right decision, Brett, especially when you have guys like Grant Deaton carrying the ball on offense.
Now Fish out there as an offensive lineman. But, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Soto Sanchez slipped on the kick. So now, watch out. As Van Beek throws to number 15, Luke Young with the catch. Loss of about 4 yards on that play, but Ricardo, that could have been picked off.
It looked like it was going to. Ball's at the 47 now of Neenah. Brings up a second and 14 for the Rockets. Again, near midfield. Trying to take advantage of the safety and the free kick. And great field position.
Handoff, Dean looking for a seam. Oh, good tackle.
Van Dinter.
Yeah, number 23, that's right.
He, Grant Dean is an athletic guy, one of the very most athletic guys in the conference. Van Dinter can match that athleticism on that side of the ball, Brett.
Yeah, listed 6'3", 195-pound senior with some speed, and now 3rd and long, Neenah behind the sticks. 3rd and 12 to be exact, and what do you do here? Obviously, Neenah, very heavy run team, not too reliant on the pass, but
well, they have some big guys out there, right? Young and Briones. See what Van Beek does. Goes right over the middle, almost picked off.
Wow, that's number 43. Moss. Had his hands on it. Isaac Moss, the junior safety. So good job by that Kaukauna defense. You can hear the Ghost fans in front of us loving the fact that the defense gets a quick 3 and out and get that ball back to Finley Dorio on that offense.
Good awareness by Moss, Brett. It's always a dangerous place to traverse when you're going over the middle, and there's a lot of white jerseys there.
Watch out, almost blocked. And guess who again? Carson Van Dinter getting in and making things very uncomfortable for the Neenah punter, and some very good field position now for Kaukauna as we try to settle into a little bit more of a rhythm like we saw earlier in this game.
First down, it'll be marked at the 34 with 50.4 seconds left. So in effect, Brett, Kaukauna lost 2 points on that whole series of events. Again, the stacked 3 receivers far side. Dorio giving it off the left side. Not much room there.
Aiden Reardon, the sophomore, his first attempt. Will St. Clair bringing down Reardon. Looks like maybe a yard on that. Ball at the 35-yard line. One more play to run here in this first quarter. Entertaining first quarter here, week 4 of the FVA. Both teams undefeated, 3-0 overall, 1-0 in league play. Both top 10 teams in their respective divisions. Lewis Sports poll. Dorio waiting for the snap, gets it. And again, not much there. for Reardon, Connor Briones, number 82, the senior outside linebacker, bringing down Reardon, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end. One of the games of the night in the state as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Kaukauna up 7-2 on the Rockets.
Updating my X, formerly known as Twitter.
When will it go back to Twitter?
I don't know. Maybe when it's sold, I guess.
When will they just bring the name and the logo back? Because nobody's calling it X.
It's just awkward to say it that way, but
oh well. Other games around the FVA: Appleton East at Oshkosh North, Fond du Lac at Kimberly, Oshkosh West at Appleton North. Fondy Kimberly game, one to keep an eye on. How about Appleton East almost beaten Neenah last week? Appleton East kind of a hair away from being 3-0 instead of the Patriots 1-2.
They lost to Menasha by a few points in week 1.
Saw Appleton North last week. Thursday we streamed that game down at Fond du Lac, a 21-19 victory for the Lightning. Fond du Lac darn near came back, being down, 21-6, I want to say?
That sounds about right.
And Fond du Lac had the ball with a chance to win it, but that North defense, Brock Arndt coming up with a big stop there. Second quarter, and here goes Dorio. He's on the run, and dives forward and gets the first down. So a third down run by Dorio. And moving, are they going to move the chains or are they going to measure? And I think they're going to bring the sticks out to see if Dorio indeed got the first. Nope, the official's saying he does have it. So 1st and 10. That's the thing about what Finley's doing so good right now, Ricardo, is you have to absolutely respect what he can do in the passing game, but then now he's starting to pick you apart with his legs.
Yeah, 2 carries, 15 yards, Brett, and those were very critical rushing yards that he got as well.
Bunch of third down conversions, bunch of first downs for this Ghost offense. I want to say 6 or 7 first downs already.
I'll count them up here. I have 6 unofficially, Brett.
Dorio, handoff to Kress, and again,
oh boy,
big hole up the gut. And another nice start on a first down play by the Ghosts. 95th meeting between Neenah and Kaukauna, Ricardo. I don't know if you knew that. Series that dates all the way back to 1915. Kaukauna won that inaugural matchup.
Were you at that game?
23-6. I was only 3 years old back then.
Gotcha.
This game features 2 of the top 3 scoring teams in the FVA. I don't know if you knew that as well. There's a nice little slant route by Parker Shue, and Dorio just delivers a pinpoint pass to Shue for the first down. Just a junior, Parker Shue, 6'2", 174-pound wide receiver. Yeah, entering play tonight, Neenah's 116 points, ranked number 1 in the league, and Kaukauna's 102 points, ranked number 3. Appleton North, second at 108.
I think you're seeing just a really balanced offense, but there's no other way to describe Kaukauna.
And who do you target, right? Who do you focus on to slow them down? They've got a lot of weapons, and perhaps the top quarterback in the league right here in Finley Dorio. Again, a little play fake. And that is a catch by Shue, low, but a good concentration catch by Shue.
Giving him, taking it to the 27, so a gain of 6 yards for Shue.
And quickly to the line of scrimmage now, mixing up tempo is Dorio and the Ghosts. A little hand up. Ooh, nothing doing there. That was Reardon with the carry, but number 92, Tawan Rich. 6 foot, 245-pound defensive lineman wrapping up Reardon and dropping him for, was that a loss or no gain? Loss of 2 on the play, so third down coming up for the Ghosts, 3rd and 6. Again, you look, some confusion in that defensive backfield by the Rockets. They're trying to line up. And I think a smart timeout here. What was our flag? Instead, they're going to get a delay of game. Wow. I thought the Rockets called a timeout because you saw the defensive back, so they didn't know quite what was going on. They're trying to set up. And instead, Kaukauna missing a golden opportunity there. So 3rd and 6 now becomes 3rd and 11 for Dorio and the Ghosts.
I would think this is 2-down territory, though, Brett.
I agree. No doubt about it. Oh, low snap. Dorio's able to pick it up, though. He's getting some pressure and delivers a bullet to Weinberg. Good concentration in 2 instances there to field the low snap, but then there was some pressure there. He had to deliver it fast, and Weinberg coming across. And 4th down now, ball at the 25-yard line.
Brett, I have Dorio 8 for 8 for 74 yards.
That's a good start.
Yes. 4th and 2, Brett, and we kind of figured that this would be 4-down territory. You put it in the hands of your quarterback or your running back, Brett. That's the decision here.
I like it in Dorio's hands and let him make the decision. If he thinks he can run for the first down, then I think a timeout now instead coming for the Ghosts. Again, folks, be sure to check out our digital subscription deal, $1 for 6 months. Just go to postcrescent.com/subscribe. You can get all the benefits included with the digital subscription, full access on your desktop, tablet, mobile devices every day, exclusive subscriber newsletters, full access to national reporting with the USA Today Sports Plus app. The e-edition is also included. That's a digital replica of the print edition. Can't go wrong. 6 months for $1. postcrescent.com/subscribe. Also, next week's Varsity Game of the Week live stream. Ricardo, we're going to check out the Northeastern Conference. Wrightstown taking on Freedom in Wrightstown. Looking forward to heading up to Tiger Country. Live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. A big rivalry game and some pretty good teams in the NEC that make long playoff runs as well. So time to check out what's going on in that conference.
4th and 2 for the Ghosts.
Dorio, handoff. No,
got it.
Big hole on that left side, finally brought down. Good blocking by that Kaukauna offensive line again. Really sealing off that left side, and Kress had a big running lane to get through inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Ghosts on the move again.
Brett, I'm going to read those offensive linemen out to you quick. Mitch Verstegen, Carson Ernst, another. I think he's playing on Saturdays as well next year. Braden Jansen, Matthew Schoenmacher, and Elijah Moore. Don't forget about Sawyer Steinecke, their fullback.
Play fake, Dorio. Threw a little bit behind Shu. And a 2nd down coming up.
Brett, that's the first incompletion from Dorio.
Yeah, Mitch Verstegen, as I said, Indiana recruit coming off a junior season that saw him earn unanimous all-FVA first-team honors. And I wanted to also mention Dorio. You said 8 of 9 now?
Yes.
3rd year as Kaukauna starting quarterback, and what a high school career. He enters tonight's action 4,033 passing yards, 39 touchdowns, and a 103.4 passer rating. That's his career stats, as nothing doing there for Kress. I think that was number 94 for the Rockets getting in there. Jamison Oldenburg, junior defensive lineman. But Dorio last year, 2,054 yards and 19 touchdowns. 58% of his passes were completed. Of course, he guiding the Ghosts to the WIAA Division II state semifinals. 103.4 career passer rating. So he's 1 touchdown toss away from number 40 for his career. As Dorio now, little play fake again, and he's on the move, trying to watch out. Oh, wow. I thought I was just waiting for him to get rid of it. Instead, number 9, Aiden Carey, the inside linebacker, racing to shut down Dorio. Dorio kind of on the run, directing traffic, waiting for one of his receivers to get open. I don't think he saw Carey at all, and there was Carey front side bringing down Dorio, 4th down.
Yeah, Brett, he was waiting for one of his receivers to kind of break free of that defensive backs, get into the end zone, but to no avail.
Now 4th and 4th and 18 is what they're saying officially. Ball at the 26-yard line. First down is the 8-yard line for this Ghost offense. What do you do here?
Chuck it in the end zone, see what you got.
End zone, or maybe try a little screenplay.
Oh, you could try that as well.
Dorio, he's going to get flushed out. Watch out on the run again. And just nowhere to go. Again, holding on to the football, not getting rid of it. And one of the defenders there, Tawan Rich, number 92, again, the senior chasing Dorio to the sideline. Maybe Dorio did a wise thing instead of trying to force a play and getting picked off, which you never know what can happen in an interception. But still, maybe just throw it away, but you're kind of you lost a bunch of yards there on those 2 previous plays now.
You do. I think if Dorio had to do it over again, he would have chose a different course of action. 6:02 left here in the second quarter, and Dean now, direct snap.
And Dean diving forward past the 35 to the 36-yard line, and a flag at the end of the play. What do we have here?
Down at the 36-yard line, a gain of 5.
Officials talking things over.
It'll be against Kaukauna.
And we're going to get a personal foul, face mask.
That's a 15-yard one.
Should put Neenah in Kaukauna territory. Ball will be spotted at the Ghost 49-yard line. So that back judge seeing a face mask at the end of that play on the run by Grant Dean. 1st and 10 for the Rockets. Good FBA battle. 2 of the best teams in the league going at it here tonight. And handoff, Dean. Trying to.
Oh, I thought the ball came loose.
Yeah,
sorry.
trying to make something happen defensively. Number 42, Tyler Jazeski, the senior safety, trying to rip the ball out. But Grant Dean holding on to the football for dear life.
7 carries, 48 yards for Grant Dean, Brett, thus far in the game.
Boy, Jazeski, tough-looking player, and frankly, I'm surprised that ball didn't pop out the way he was going after it.
Nearing the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. Neenah past midfield.
Van Beek's going
Beek.
to keep it. Well,
Oh,
nowhere to go. And number 82 for the Ghost coming in. Cole Chomchak, a senior defensive lineman, 6'3", 195 pounds, busting into the backfield. And 3rd and 12 now coming up for the Rockets. Ball at their own 49-yard line. So good play by Tomchuk to get in there. Van Beek had no chance on that.
3rd and 12, Brett, at their own 49. Both defenses making some big plays, Brett.
Direct snap. This time Dean looking for a seam, and nothing much for Dean. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. 4th down coming up. Neenah will have to punt it. And Ricardo, this feels like, now we saw Grant Dean do some things right there in the first quarter, right, some big plays, but now you really see that Kaukauna defense
Settling in.
but knowing who to focus on, right? Having said that, I think the Rockets they're going to have to loosen that defense up and make some plays in the passing game.
I agree. 3:50 and counting in the second quarter.
Weinberg back. He's saying get away from it. And inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line with 3:39 to play. Very fast-moving first half here at Rocket Stadium. Stick with us at halftime. A whole bunch of things to get to. Again, we launched our 15th season of Clubhouse Live this past Monday with John Kuhn, the former Packers fullback great. Keyshawn Nixon and Josiah DeGore joining us for Monday's show, but we'll give you all the details on where to watch it, how to watch it. That was a good time on Monday night.
Brett, I have a disparity here in the plays. Kaukauna has run 28 plays, Neenah 13.
Well, Dorio back. And let's see if the Ghosts can end this first half on a big way. That's Reardon with a first down run. A nice thing, Kaukauna doing a really nice job on these first down plays, really setting, again, the rest of the series up. Much very manageable second, third down type situations for the Ghosts. And again, you can see with 3:20 and counting, in no hurry, Kaukauna, I don't think they want that Neenah offense on the field the rest of that first half. Dorio, nope, he's going to keep it. Dorio on the run, watch out. He's got some space and a good run. Nice job selling that play fake to Reardon. Kind of stuck it in Reardon's gut, then pulled it out, and he had some space. Good job again by that front as well, giving Reardon, or I should say Dorio, space to run. First down, ball at the 42.
Yeah, Dorio with a 19-yard gain.
Reardon with it. And nothing there. Number 70 for the Rockets, Hudson Tamulin, the senior defensive lineman there for the stop. 2 timeouts remaining for the Ghosts, all 3 for Kaukauna. And we have a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be against Kaukauna.
Brett, 7-0 lead for Kimberly over Fond du Lac.
Okay.
Pendleton to Grams on a 22-yard passing touchdown.
Hold is the call, offensive holding against Kaukauna. Another interesting game, I think, involving the Bay/Northeastern is Wrightstown and Xavier. I'd like to see.
That is true, yeah. I know we have one of our reporters there, though.
Xavier with, I think, a statement last week, pounding Freedom 48-3. The Hawks looking strong to start this season. We'll see Freedom next week at Wrightstown, varsity game of the week at Wrightstown High School. Been a few years since we've done a game at Wrightstown. Looking forward to seeing Craig Hayes, the athletic director. Dorio on the run. He's got plenty of time going deep downfield and caught! What a catch!
Enter!
What a catch! He was turned around, had to adjust how he was gonna. He was looking over his right shoulder, then turned around to his left and came down with it. When he had to adjust, I thought there was no way he was going to catch it. But he did, and look at this. Big strike from Dorio to Van Dinter inside the 25.
Brett, 44-yard gain. I have unofficially on that.
Ricardo, Van Dinter, he can fly. I thought maybe the ball was overthrown a touch, but Van Dinter making a heck of a play, both catching up to it and adjusting to the grab. Reardon now with it, and he's got a seam. Still on his feet, finally brought down, and near the 10-yard line, Ghosts on the move. Dorio hands off to Reardon again, and Reardon's in. 12-yard score. What a drive by the Ghosts right before half.
Brett, every single play was 10-plus yards for the Ghosts on that drive. They took less than 2 minutes to score.
What was the pass play from Dorio to Van Dinter?
44 yards.
44 yards. Well, that was impressive.
Lined up to go for 2.
Ghosts now going for 2 points here. Try to get that safety back. Dorio, watch out. Not going to happen this time. Brought down by number 33, Cole Fensky. So 13-2 is the score. If you had that score, congratulations to you. 1:44 to play in this second quarter as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard.
Updating my Twitter, you can follow me again at Ricardo DeLeon, Ricardo DELIAN. Brett is at PC Brett C. Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
Kaukauna coming in, of course, top passing offense in the FVA, 777 yards coming in. Neenah with the best rushing offense with 1,022 yards. But Ricardo, that Ghost defense really doing a good job.
They are.
Slowing down that Rockets rushing attack. Look at Kaukauna's rushing defense so far. Week 1 against Ashwaubenon, the Ghosts held the Jaguars to 79 yards, no touchdowns. Week 2 against West Lapeer, 35 yards and 1 touchdown. And then last week against Oshkosh North, 94 yards and no touchdowns. Schmidt with the ball, looking to make something happen. And I think that Ricardo, it was a slight eye-opener, I guess you could say, but that Week 2 game I meant referencing against West Lapeer, of course, those two teams met in the state semifinals last year, but Kaukauna going to West Lapeer and beating the Phantoms 25-22, a team that in West Lapeer some have as the best team in Division II, at least at that time.
At that time, and that's the whole thing is that, Brett, you get a sense that Binsfeld has had Kaukauna ascending every year that he's been there. Each time they're taking a step. Is this the time that you take that next one? The next one, Brett, is beating consistently the big boys in the FVA, and I think they're showing that they can do that.
Yeah, so far so good. We'll talk about what Coach Binsfeld has done, and he really has got things going. So does Steve Young, though, at Neenah. Van Beek, trying to see who that was to. Is that number 283? Was that to Luke Keller? One of your Elite 11.
One of our Elite 11.
You got, of course, Finley Dorio on that
also,
as well. So we've seen a lot of your Elite 11 players so far this season on our Varsity Game of the Week live streams. You got to be careful here if you're the Rockets now.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, 31, and you don't want to give Kaukauna the ball back yet again.
And I'm curious if they do run it, if Kaukauna will be calling timeouts.
I think they would, wouldn't they?
Well, they have. Is it 2 or 3?
2 timeouts left.
2 timeouts left.
All of a sudden, you give a hot offense the ball back with a minute plus to go,
and now
looks like
Neenah has to call a timeout. They're trying to get set. Seeing if I can get some more scores here, Brett. Again, we talked about 7-0 lead for Kimberly.
Well, you mentioned while you're looking for some scores, Matt Binsfeld. This is his 8th season as Kaukauna's head coach. Previously co-head coach at Wrightstown, where he helped lead the Tigers to a D4 state title in 2011. Then was the Tigers' sole head coach before moving to Kaukauna, his alma mater. But you look at kind of what he's done. 2016, he took over a team that was 2-7, went 2-7, and then he went 2-7, 5-5, 8-4, 6-1. That was the COVID year.
Yeah.
6-4, 8-5, and 3-0. So, like you said, step by step. And last year's team, of course, going to the Division II state semifinals, doing some good work. And now, like you said, is this the year where they can get over the hump and start beating teams like Neenah, teams like maybe Appleton North, teams like maybe Kimberly at the end of the year?
I mean, to get to the state semifinals last year, Brett, spoke volumes about the team. In my opinion, they got those extra weeks of practice too, Brett.
Yeah, good point. And, you know, they dropped down to Division II, so they're battle-tested, having gone against so many of these great teams in the FVA. Van Beek now looking for something and finally brought down. There's nothing there in the back end for Van Beek.
Logan Arft. Might have gained 1 yard on that play, Brett.
Logan Arft, a 6-foot, 221-pound junior defensive lineman. Now 3rd down, clock continuing to run. Van Beek did a good thing by staying in bounds. And if you're the Rockets, you got to hand this thing off and make sure, at the very least, Kaukauna takes a timeout.
Brett, Little Chute leading Wapaka 21-0.
Mustangs off to a 3-0 start, looking like it's going to be 4-0. Van Beek swings
Look
it
out.
over. Watch out, intercepted.
Yep.
It was knocked in the air, and number 42, guess who? We've called his name a few times, Tyler Jazeski, the senior safety, and with 46.7 seconds to go and 2 timeouts, a chance for the Ghost to put some more points on the board.
And, Brett, if you watch that play, Perry Bear is the one who tipped the pass up into the air. And boy, oh boy, he has just been all over the place, right, Jazeski?
Yeah, Jazeski making a nice athletic diving play to catch that ball and ball at the 46-yard line. And a hot quarterback here. 46.7 seconds to go is a lot of time for a kid who's got a lot of targets and the best passer in the FVA. Let's see what the Ghost can do. Dorio, a little high on that attempt. Parker Shue, the intended receiver. And don't discount the fact that while the defense is chasing these receivers again, turning their backs to Dorio, he might take off running and get about 20 yards on a rush. We'll see.
Brett, and how far do you think he needs to get a field goal attempt, right, with Sanchez?
Yeah, he's got a good leg, right? Well, again, we saw him win the game last year in a field goal, Soto Sanchez. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know his range. I don't think Dorio's thinking field goal. He's setting up a screen right now, trying to get it to Chris.
They read that well.
Yeah, they did. Good tackle by, I'll say it might be number 12 for the Rockets, Will St. Clair, the senior outside linebacker, and a timeout now coming for the Ghosts.
Gain of 1 on the play to the 45-yard line, and Kaukauna calls a timeout. It's second timeout of the half.
Kaukauna, Ricardo, last one an FBA championship back in 1995. Ghosts have won 2 league titles, with the other coming in 1975 when they shared their crown with Menasha. So, you know they're thinking big thoughts.
Brett, Spash leading Rapids 7-3.
Yeah, Rapids, I believe, 0-3 coming in.
But Spash has.
They're 2-1.
I was impressed with them, Brett, and you know I always give you the business because you're a Spash grad. But when I saw them against Hortonville,
looked pretty good.
I thought they played pretty well. They have a receiver, and his name escapes me now. He was making plays all over the place. Their quarterback's pretty good. Their running back's very good. They might be a surprise team.
In the VFA, I know the VFA was Wausau West and Hortonville were picked to finish first.
Well, they handled Hortonville.
Yeah, Spash, I believe, the second-year head coach now, so kind of getting his thing, his program implemented. I'm trying to remember, name escapes me who the head coach is. We saw Spash last year take on the chin week 1 against Kimberly. Maybe he's got things turning around in Stevens Point. Let's see what Dorio does here. And he's going to go. He's going to stay behind the line of scrimmage, and now he's going to tuck it down and run, and he might have gotten it.
I think he did get it. Boy, what a nice run by Dorio.
No, he's going to be short.
Oh, they have him out of bounds at the 39.
So 4th down coming, ball at the 39-yard line with 20.3 seconds to go. Binsfield will keep that offense out on the field. You can see the coaching staff talking to Dorio here, getting ready for this 4th down play.
Yeah, they have one timeout here, and then they have to stop the clock, right, when they get a first down. Yeah.
Get the first down, keep moving the chains, take that timeout. And
haven't been hearing from Parker Shue in a while.
Well, Parker Shue coming to line up near side. But 4th down and 3 to go is Dorio. He's going to hand it off to Kress, and he's got the first down. And that stops the clock, and I would imagine Kaukauna will take its final time out. Officials trying to, I think that will time out for the Ghosts. Now you got to work those boundaries, Ricardo.
Yeah.
And perhaps set up a field goal attempt for Osvaldo Soto Sanchez, the senior kicker.
This is your new house. Get ready to play hard, play fair, and leave it all on the field. Your community has your back. Neenah Rockets.
It's a nice balance there for Kaukauna running the ball, Brett. I have Kress with 12 carries for 53 yards, but a couple of the big runs came from Reardon. I have him with 5 carries, 31 yards.
A lot of weapons.
Nice balance.
A lot of weapons and a nice offensive line in front. It really do look like a complete offense, don't they?
Well, first down and 10 at the 34, Brett. You got to be careful about putting it over the middle. Are you going to try to take a shot in the end zone? I say get enough yards to maybe put Sanchez out there.
Well, let's see what Dorio wants to do. He's looking to his right. Nope, tucks it down. He's on the run. And now he's just good. Well, he's still on the run. Inside the 20 and finally brought down with 3.9 seconds to go. And that might just be enough to get Soto Sanchez coming out for the field goal attempt. What a run by Dorio.
Gain for 16 yards.
Ricardo, this will be a 35-yard attempt for Soto Sanchez. Rockets Could take a timeout if they want to. Doesn't look like they will. Soto Sanchez, and it's good from 35 yards out. And that is how the half comes to a close. So turning that turnover, Ricardo, into points.
Wow. Got to update my Twitter on that. Very nice drive there by Kaukauna.
16-2. For the Ghosts. Yeah, it's halftime here at Rocket Stadium. A quick look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard shows the Ghosts leading the Rockets 16-2 in this big Week 4 matchup in the Fox Valley Association. We'll talk more about tonight's game and everything we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break. Welcome back to Rocket Stadium. And again, looking at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Kaukauna with that end of the half field goal, a 35-yarder by Soto Sanchez. 16-2, the Ghosts leading the Rockets in this Week 4 matchup in the Fox Valley Association. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Cellcom and Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear. Cellcom's great smartphone event is going on now through October 1st. Get up to $900 when you activate a new line. Savings available on a variety of phones, including top brands. Visit cellcom.com/save for details. And Coonies, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922. You can always send them an email as well. Coonies, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. Also want to plug USA Today Sports Plus. That's the sports app that puts the fans first. Get the latest scores, stats, and standings, and enjoy interactive experiences with our award-winning sports writers. Download USA Today Sports Plus from the Apple or Google Play stores today. USA Today Sports Plus, fan harder. Well, Ricardo.
Hey, Little Chutes leading Wapaka, I believe, 29-0. So that's an updated score. I'm trying to get some other scores here from our guides around the valley right now. I will say this, Brett. Looking at Kaukauna's rushing game, check this out. So I have, again, unofficially, these are just me trying to use my abacus here and adding everything up here, Brett. But I have, some nice runs there by Dorio. He has 5 carries, 55 yards. I think 3 of them got first downs. And then I also have Crest, 12 carries for 53. And then we also saw Reardon come through with a couple of big runs, including that touchdown runs. 5 carries, 31 yards. You're looking at almost 150 rushing yards for Kaukauna in the first half. And, Brett, that's primarily a passing team.
Yeah.
And I say that because Dorio's 10 of 11 for 118 yards passing the football. Brett, that's 250-plus yards of offense for Kaukauna in the first half.
Yeah, and you said the play discrepancy as well. It seems like Kaukauna's offense has been on the field most of that first half.
Yeah, I have 40 plays by Kaukauna in that first half, Brett. And then for Neenah, I have 16 plays.
Wow.
That I don't have the official time of possession. That's really weighted heavily for Kaukauna.
A couple turnovers for the Rockets as well that I believe Kaukauna turned both of those into points, right? I thought if memory serves, I thought they had a fumble recovery that they turned into a touchdown. I have to check your play sheet. Ricardo keeps the play-by-play.
I try to. I attempt to.
I got enough going on with the scoreboard and everything else. But, again, a fantastic effort all the way around first half by the Ghosts. Ricardo, so you talked about the balance of Kaukauna here in this first half, right? And Finley Dorio proving that he can hurt you in multiple ways, not just with his passing attack and his arm and these great receivers that he has, but as you said, rushing for over 50 yards, including that last scamper, got out of bounds and set up the 35-yard field goal by Soto Sanchez. And defensively, Kaukauna doing a good work, really bottling up that rushing attack by the Rockets, because I think right now, Ricardo, Neenah has really become very one-faceted, right? So if you're Steve Young and the Rockets, you're down. It seems maybe worse than what it really is. If you look at the scoreboard, it's just a 14-point game. How do you get things turned around and get yourself back in this game?
Yeah, just relax, right? You just got to do your thing. What made you 3-0 to start this game? Get the ball in Dean's hands as many times as possible. That offensive line, though, they got to take it upon themselves. They got to put this offense now on their collective back. Start pushing. Start getting some holes open for Dean, because right now you need something to lay your head on. Right now they don't have anything. They can't pass the ball. Their running game is very inconsistent. You need to do something, because the last thing you want to do, Brett, create 3 and outs. Give Kaukauna the ball back again. It's already, a weighted disparity to Kaukauna in terms of plays and overall time of possession.
Yeah, if you look, Neenah starts the second half with the football, so I think if you're Neenah, what you want to do is do what Kaukauna did to you and possess that football. Start moving the chains, get some first down, start feeling good about yourself, getting a rhythm, and trying to put a touchdown on the board, making this a one-score game. But that Ghost defense has been fantastic. They've been flying all over the field, as Ricardo said, really shutting down that run game. So a lot going on, of course, this past week. We're now, guys, in our Monday, Wednesday, Friday grind, right? Monday Clubhouse Live, Wednesday Varsity Roundtable. Those two shows had their season premieres, and, of course, we continue on with our Varsity Game of the Week live streams. If you don't mind, let me just quickly kind of rehash what we did on Monday. Clubhouse Live, our weekly Packers show, kicked off season 15 already, and it's live at the Fox Club. That takes place, that you can find the Fox Club at Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute, home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. First time there, first time in a new venue after 14 years, downtown Appleton. But Fox City Stadium, as everybody knows, is right off of I-41 in Grand Chute. And we had Green Bay Packers great, the All-Pro Pro Bowl fullback, our former co-host from way back when, John Kuhn.
Yes,
he was
the general.
back with us, the general we call him. Had a great time, and I think we had well over 200 people in attendance. So loving the new space, a lot more spacious, a lot more room, very good food and drink options. Admission is free. First come, first seated. Doors open at 4. Show starts at 6:30. That sets us up for Monday's debut of our Packers season co-host, the current guys, All-Pro return man and cornerback Keyshawn Nixon. And I always call him the versatile tight end, but he's more fullback now than tight end, Josiah DeGore. So they're going to be there together and then start taking turns every other week being co-hosts and bringing teammate guests onto the show. Looking forward to that. Again, great new venue. Ricardo, Rosie, I think you guys love the new space.
Love it.
And it brought a lot of energy, and it's just nice to not have to turn people away when they come to the door. And free parking, of course, at the stadium parking lot. So come on, check it out. And eat some good food and have some good Packer talk. And we'll see. We'll look back on the Packers' Week 1 game against the Bears, now the shorthanded Packers, as Christian Watson is out for the game. It's on. We stream it live as well, so if you can't make it in person, you can always find it in numerous spots, our website, Facebook pages, USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. Give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/clubhouselive, also facebook.com/PackersNews. And we also, for in-person folks, we give away a lot of cool prizes, signed photos. We have the Quadzilla books from A.J. Dillon. We have a whole case of those to give away. And some great items from Shields, one of our partners. Cellcom and Packerland Home Improvement are our presenting sponsors for Clubhouse Live. And Ricardo, I know you're feeling pretty good about Week 1. You thinking your Bears are going to pull one out?
I thought that before Christian Watson was declared out. The Bears do have one significant injury, but that was before because he got put on IR. Their best offensive lineman,
Yeah.
actually. Tevin Jenkins is out for the next 4 weeks. Brett, I have just some scores I think you'll find interesting here.
Sure.
We're getting updated from our friends around the USA Today Network, Wisconsin area. Fondy leading Kimberly 14-7. That's at the half. That's from Mike Sherry.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing, though. Fond du Lac's 0-3. They are a hurt animal. You got them in a corner. They are desperate for a win. They got to do something.
Because
they're
play
playing
Kaukauna
next week.
next.
So, is a possibility there for them to beat Kimberly and get the upset in the state? Possibly, Brett, because anytime you corner an animal, they're going to come out fighting for their lives, and that's what Fondy's doing right now.
Interesting, yeah.
Just some other ones quickly. Little Shoe, we mentioned, rolling over Wapaka 29-0. Chilton leading Valders 14-12. Another area score, even though Mana was kind of a out there kind of school, but they're losing to Stratford 28-0. Amherst up 7-0 over Shiocton. So those are some of the scores that I have right now. But, yeah, Brett, do you mind if I segue a little bit into our roundtable?
Yeah, because we debuted that as well.
Yeah, we did. We had Appleton North Girls Volleyball on the show this past Wednesday. The girls had a great time. Actually, Ella Demetrician, Brett, and I was showing Rosie this. You know, she mentioned about the pregame meals that they have. Remember that question?
Yeah, I do.
She randomly sent me yesterday. They had a game. And she sent me via text here. Hold on, I'm getting the picture. She sent me a picture of herself having that turkey sub that she loves with the sour worms or whatever she eats. But that was fun having Appleton North, one of the top teams in the state in Division I. They're always making the state tournament. Last year they made the state semifinals. So it was nice catching up with the girls. We had Ella Demetrician, we had Emerson Van Lannen, and we had Maggie Honke on the show, Brett. And the kids had a great time. We loved hosting them. And, hey, you never know. We might see them again down the line if we do a state preview and they happen to be there. But I will say this. Next week we have Xavier girls volleyball. By the way, they're the defending WIA Division II state champs, Brett. So I've been talking to Coach Luke Carriages. They're excited to be on the show. So we're going to have a great time with them as well. And, Brett, did we mention about who we're honoring next Monday at the Packers show?
Well, no, that's right. We have the high school team of the week as part of Clubhouse Live.
Yeah, and this past week we honored Appleton North. Very fine program in Division I. They're 3-0 entering tonight's game, tonight's action. And they're playing Appleton West, I believe. This Monday, I got confirmation from Jeremy Korth that the Menasha Blue Jays will be paying us a visit up at Timber Rattler Stadium. So the Blue Jays, traditionally a strong Division II, now they're in Division III powerhouse. They've won the state title, 2014. They're in the finals not too long ago. So we're going to be honoring Menasha and having, I think he said 30 kids are going to come up and coaches. So nice to check them out. Nice to give them some love, Brett, as we were going to be doing now every Monday over at the Clubhouse Live.
Tell them to come early so they can dig into that grub.
Yeah, they have some ballpark fare, but also a few things that are, that they provide for the show as well. I wouldn't say provide, but they have for sale for the show.
Yeah, they're not giving away the food.
No.
You got it's a restaurant. You go in and you order something.
Absolutely.
But, well, that's great. That's season 15 of Varsity Roundtable.
Yeah,
so we've been doing this stuff for a long time.
We're excited about that. Now, I'm anybody who's listening, if you're going to be a guest on the show, and I've been asking the coaches now this season to please bring in a photo of your team or of the seniors, whoever you prefer, and we're going to put it up on our wall of success, right? The ones who have come and paid us a visit. It's kind of started last year with Hortonville girls basketball, and I want to get that going this season just to kind of honor, again, all of our area teams, Brett. We have so many successful teams that are going for state championships in their respective sports. We have we've been talking about girls volleyball and football. We haven't even talked about our great cross-country teams and other areas where, the Valley is second to none.
It really is. It's such a hotbed. Here in southeast Wisconsin, you're not going to find anywhere else that competes with these two regions in the state. Of course, next Friday then, our Week 5 Varsity Game of the Week high school football live stream, as I mentioned, will be at Wrightstown. By the way, Ricardo, Wrightstown and Xavier tied 14-14
Thank you for that score. Okay.
That's a big game, but we're going to see the Tigers, one of the contenders in the Northeastern Conference, take on their rival, the Freedom Irish, and see if Freedom can bounce back after getting walloped by Xavier last week.
That was a surprise score the last couple years.
That should be a good game to check out, and live coverage from Wrightstown High School will kick off at 6:45 p.m. Looking forward to seeing the Northeastern Conference. Again, one of the top leagues. Division 4, I guess you could say, in the state of Wisconsin. Whether it's Wrightstown, Little Chutes made deep runs. Freedom made a run to the state semifinals last year. Always kind of running typically those middle border conference teams, but still a lot of success in the Northeastern. when you look at our two powerhouse conferences around here, at least in the Appleton market, it's the Fox Valley Association and the Northeastern Conference. Don't forget about the FRCC in the Green Bay area with Bayport leading the way there. I see Bayport had a nice win against Pulaski.
Yeah, they're
last
kind of
night.
bouncing back a little bit. We kind of expected that from Bayport.
Yeah, they were 0-2 to start the season, but tough games against Middleton and Kimberly, two of the top teams in Division I, coming back and taking care of, was it Green Bay Preble, I want to say, last week, and then beating Pulaski last night. So that kind of sets up the week ahead, but also are we thinking about launching the 920 Sports Podcast?
Right.
Are we finally going to do that?
Yes, how's your back?
My back is actually getting much better. It's not 100%, but I
Good.
appreciate you watching. I wrenched it pretty good a week last Monday, and it's I felt like I was 90 years old for a while.
Yeah, and I figured, okay, let's just wait a little bit on that. But this, because we're so caught up in the football season now, things are way underway. We got to start that next Tuesday. Right, Rosie? We're going to get that going. Tuesday, we'll probably tape that early Tuesday afternoon, get it out there as soon as we can. Again, the podcast, it's changing the name, but the content's going to be the same, Brett. We're going to focus on the Fox Valley in terms of high school sports and talk about that for 45 minutes. And then the last 15, 20 minutes, talk about, the Packers, right, and the NFL season that's just getting underway. Big week this week in week 1. So, it should be good. And we'll find time to talk about other things that are relevant to the Fox Valley. Some of that is the Fox Valley when it comes to Wisconsin football, right? Braylon Allen plays for the Badgers. He's a starting running back. Had a nice day last week, or last Saturday, I should say. Who do they play this Saturday?
Oh.
Or are they off?
Who's that?
Washington State, that's
over
right.
At Pullman, yeah. That's
the friends of Steve Jones there.
That might be a tough little game.
Yeah.
That's a long trip.
Wazoo.
I didn't, if I'm being honest, I wasn't all that impressed with how Wisconsin
you're
looked
never
against Buffalo.
You're never impressed with the Badgers.
Neither was Rosie here. I wasn't all that impressed. I didn't think, what's that quarterback's name again? Why am I?
I can't remember his name. Mordecai. That sounds like a villain from Lord of the Rings.
I know
what
it's
was
early.
that? Children of the Corn. That's it. That's it. That's Malachi. Yeah. Mordecai.
I know it's early and all, but That's kind of what I was thinking, but.
As they just announced the Fond du Lac leading Kimberly at the half score, got a nice round of applause.
Especially, yeah.
I always find that a little
both
funny.
fan bases, right?
Yes.
That's a big rivalry for Kimberly and or for Neenah and Kaukauna. So third quarter getting ready. As I said, Neenah will start the half with the ball. Kaukauna with a 2-yard run by Kyle Kress. Neenah with a safety. And then Aiden Reardon, a 12-yard touchdown run, and then Soto Sanchez, a 35-yard field goal. That's where we're at, 16-2, as we look at our Cellcom, Coonies, Embroidery, and Sportswear scoreboard.
Brett, check this score out. We're talking about Appleton East.
Yeah.
They're leading, or they beat Oshkosh North 42-7.
Oshkosh North a little down this year.
They are, but still, for Appleton East, have 2 wins on the year.
Zane Schmidt finally brought down. Good hard tackle by number 35 for the Ghost, Gavin Kennedy, a junior. That's another, we mentioned Matt Binsfeld and the kind of the incremental climb. Same with Steve Young here at Neenah, but you can say that with Coach Kromenacker at Appleton East. You start in the sense that maybe they're getting close, right?
Yeah, it takes a while.
Especially in this league.
Yes, it's not something that's overnight. That's what happened with Kimberly.
Yeah. I mean, when you got mainstays like Kimberly, Appleton North, typically final act strong. It takes a while to get going. Direct snap to Dean, and a good start for the Rockets in this series.
8-yard gain.
Also wonder, too, Ricardo, how much calming down you have to do now for Ashton Van Beek, right? He's a freshman, second FBA game of his career, but maybe eyes getting a little wide after what happened in the first half, a couple turnovers. And handoff this time to Dean. Watch out.
Oh, boy, is he
dangerous.
dangerous.
And finally gets out of bounds. But just kind of a little stutter step, just stops and makes that defender kind of over pursue and then bounces out and gets to the outside. But I'm sure that there was some of that going on with your freshman quarterback. Just relax. And let's see if these coaches kind of put him in positions to maybe get him into a rhythm. Maybe if you can get that passing game going a little bit.
Hey, that's not a bad option, though, when you can just hand it off to Dean.
Well, let's see if they do it again. High snap. Good job by Van Beek. And Dean trying to push forward and just nothing there. Ghost saying they have it. And the official from the sideline saying, no, he's pointing to the turf. So second down coming up.
How big would that have been, Brett?
Well, this is a big moment for both
It is.
sides, right? Boy, if you're the Kaukauna defense, you want to get off the field and get your offense back on. But, boy, conversely, Neenah needs to get some points, a touchdown on this drive.
You feel like, and it's early in the third quarter, you feel like Neenah needs a score here.
Big time, yeah. Boy, if you're the Ghost, though, defensively, how good would you feel if you could get a turnover or get the stop and then get your red-hot offense on the field? Second down for Van Beek and the Rockets. He claps his hands, gets it. He's looking to his left. He's going to rainbow one deep downfield, just too far. Intended for number 2, Caleb Schaefer. And now third and long coming up.
You know, I don't mind that shot deep, Brett, because, you know, you see the one-on-one out there. What a way to get some a big chunk of yardage if you're able to complete that. You like the matchup. Unfortunately, not able to connect.
Well, here's a big moment, I think, of this game. I know, again, 10:29 to play in this third quarter, but an opportunity for this Ghost defense to get off the field quickly and get Finley Dorio back on. Let's see if the Rockets can convert here on 3rd and 8 as Van Beek waits for the snap. He's going to try to swing it to the left, little misdirection. I don't know if there's going to go anywhere here, and Arguello.
Fumble!
I think that was Fish who fell on it, but fourth down coming. I don't think the Ghosts are fooled at all. A little misdirection where Van Beek rolls to his right. Tries to swing it over to his left, getting that defense over shifted. But, man, there was a lot of speed, I thought, Kaukauna defensively, and then almost coming up with the turnover. So Kaukauna, Ricardo gets the stop.
By the way, I want to make a correction here. We've been talking about Kaukauna's cornerback. It's not Perry Bear. It's John Newman. They have 2 22s, Brett.
Okay. They need names on the backs of their jerseys, right? Good punt.
I agree.
Inside the 15. Now we'll see if the Ghosts offensively can take this and put some more points on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can stay hot after that halftime. But pretty tough start offensively if you're the Rockets.
Trying to keep you all updated on the scores as I get them.
Handoff. That's number 2 with it, Kyle Kress.
Carry on the tackle to the 18-yard line, a gain of 4. It's 2nd and 6.
4-yard carry. He has 57 yards on 13 carries, Brett.
And Kress again, third down coming up. Kaukauna leads the all-time series, believe it or not, 47, 44, and 3. That's the record. Neenah's won 3 of the last 4 meetings, 4 of the last 6. Last time they met, that was week 7 last season here at Neenah. Neenah beating the Ghosts 35-17. Rockets 330 yards rushing. Evan Van Evenhoven, he had 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jace Jenkins, an even 100 yards and 3 TDs. Finley Dorio, 171 yards passing, also rushed for a score. How about Noah Hoffman, 109 yards and a rushing touchdown. How good was Noah Hoffman last year? Dorio on the run and gets there. Let's see.
Oh, he's close.
He's close. He might be a tad shy. Let's see where they mark it. And he's going to be a yard short, so decision time for Binsfeld and the Ghosts. Do you go for it? Nope, they're going to bring the punt team out.
Well, your defense is really playing well.
Yeah, they are, but it's tempting, isn't it? Because
you don't want to pull a Dan Campbell. You're going for it inside your own 20. Maybe it is a fake punt, I guess, Brett.
Remember, Campbell got it, though.
Yes, he did.
Speaking of which, Andy Reid some strange play calls, I thought, last night.
It wasn't Andy Reid. It was former Bears coach Matt Nagy.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Believe me, us in Bears land are having a good chuckle at that. It looked very familiar, Brett.
Okay. Maybe Reed needs to take over the play calling.
All
again.
I'm saying is that Patrick Mahomes under Matt Nagy looks a lot like Mitch Trubisky.
Well, it doesn't help when KC doesn't have any receivers.
That's true.
Anything consistently. All of a sudden, an MVP quarterback looks somewhat ordinary when he's got nowhere to throw. But when you've got short yardage situations and you're running kind of wide rather than just straight up the gut. I also thought at the end that 4th and 25, why don't you punt it?
Yeah, I thought that was strange too. That one's on Reed.
A little bit, and I thought that the Lions definitely look. They're going to be a bit of a headache, but I wasn't overwhelmed by the Lions.
Week 1. I
wasn't
think they have the
overwhelmed.
potential to really be good, though.
Got some speed, but their physicality. That's what you like about the Lions. But, Jared Goff was,
I think that's usually the consensus when you talk about Jared Goff.
Yeah,
Well, that's a little like Kirk Cousins.
Did something, who's a pain in the butt is Aiden Hutchinson. Jeez.
Man, that guy looks good, doesn't he?
Oh, he never stops.
Love the guys with the never-ending motors.
I think the Packers have the Lions fairly early in the season.
1st and 10 at the 31. Power formation, Brett.
Oh.
Look at how did he get away?
I don't know, because number 74 for the Ghosts, Logan Arft, 221-pound junior defensive lineman, looked like he was going to stand Dean up, but somehow Dean shakes the tackle and picks up 5 yards.
Yeah, that shows the power of Dean, doesn't it? I mean, everyone talks about his game-breaking speed. He's a strong kid as well. 12 carries, 78 yards I have for Grant Dean. He's basically been the entire Neenah offense, Brett. I don't even think they have over 100 yards combined yet.
No, and I still think, though, this Rockets team is going to have to pass the ball. Dean, a little stiff arm, though, and they'll shake inside. Finally brought down. Hard tackle by number 24. You said that's Aiden Reardon, the running back, now doing some work defensively, and Dean's going to be close to a first down, about a yard shy. Check that. It is a first down. My mistake.
I think with Kaukauna, they have the athletes to match Dean, and they tackle well. So that takes away a lot of Grant Dean's explosiveness. If you can tackle well, prevent those big plays, and also the interior of their offensive or the defensive line is really doing a good job of penetrating.
First down for Van Beek, waiting for it. Handoff, there's Dean. They plugged that hole up quick. Didn't see who was one of those first guys. I think that might have been, was that 43 in there? Isaac Moss, the junior safety. Logan Arft as well on that defensive line. You're right, though, Ricardo. Very physical but fast Kaukauna defense.
Crivets 27, Clintonville 25. That's at the half. Again, I'm just reading some scores as they come in.
How's your Elite 11 quarterback Rosenau doing for the Truckers this year?
I think he had 3 touchdowns last week.
Van Beek now trying to get around. A nice hurdle by Van Beek. Still on his feet. Dives and gets the first down.
Brett, how do you like that power move, huh?
Yeah, and maybe the track coach out here for the Rockets saying, we got to get that kid hurdling. So in Kaukauna territory after the run by the freshman quarterback, ball at the Kaukauna 49-yard line. Under 6 minutes to play in this third quarter at Rocket Stadium.
Now they're over 100 yards, Brett.
Just that's it total?
Yep.
Wow.
Unofficially.
Kaukauna defense having a fantastic game so far. Dean, no play fake. Van Beek on the run. And there's a nice pitch and catch. That is to Caleb Schaefer, a 6'3", 190-pound junior wide receiver. And maybe that is the pass play that kind of gets that offense into more of a rhythm and gets Van Beek kind of feeling good about things as well. We'll see.
Yeah, 21-yard gain, Brett. Longest play of the night, pass-wise, for Neenah.
Again, defense having to key on Grant Dean because of how explosive he is, frees things up, and a nice little route underneath, and a nice pitch and catch to Schaefer. Ball inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. Van Beek, nope, he's going to keep it and going to swing it over. Nice spin move, first down. That's number 83, Luke Keller, the senior tight end. And now you can kind of hear a little life by this Neenah crowd in front of us. Been all Kaukauna crowd on the other side. But inside the 20 to the 17-yard line, the Rockets on the move.
Brett, and what kind of got that going a little bit of the run game,
yes,
right?
Again, kind of, that Kaukauna, because the Rockets hadn't done anything passing-wise in that first half, so the Ghosts just kind of plugging those running lanes in and packing it in. And now let's see if those two pass plays loosen things up for Grant Dean here as he takes the handoff and looking to squirt through, dives past the 15 to about the 14-yard line. If you're the Rockets, you have to come up with a touchdown here.
I agree.
Grant Dean on the carry.
15 carries, 87 yards for Grant Dean tonight.
To the 14-yard line, gain of 3.
Second down and 7 from the 14. Again, this is the best-looking drive from Neenah all game. They had 3 consecutive first downs previous to that last play.
Van Beek on the run again, gets rid of it. Oh, boy, dangerous throw.
Yeah, because he had, who again? John Newman, who's
Yeah.
been all over the field, number 22 for Kaukauna.
And it'll be 3rd and 7 at the 14.
3rd and 7 now.
Now this is a
four-down
dangerous.
territory.
This is a dangerous down, Brett. We're assuming that it's going to be 4-down territory, but right now you want to get it. If you're going to do it on 4th down, you want to get a little bit closer, make that 4th down a little bit easier.
That's a good point, Ricardo. You don't need to pick it up here. Maybe get 5 or so yards, make it 4th and short. But this will be an interesting play call. Let's see what the Rockets want to do. Van Beek,
Receivers far side too.
Dean behind Van Beek. Van Beek claps his hands. And Van Beek, no, I think he could run if he wants to. And a risky throw there. 4th down coming up. The intended receiver was number 6, Zane Schmidt.
Defensive backs all over that one, though, Brett.
I thought maybe Van Beek could tuck that in and take off.
I thought so, too.
Thought maybe he was going to. So now 4th and 7 and an opportunity here for this Ghost defense to make another big stand and get Dorio back onto the field. Kind of taking their time getting the play in Ricardo. They're going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah, they are.
I'm looking at the back judge. He already has his hand holding up his arm, and now he's starting to make the count. And they haven't broken the huddle yet, and now a timeout coming. That's probably a good timeout. And to try to get things reset. I mentioned what Matt Binsfield has done, but how about Steve Young in his 11th season here at Neenah, a 1986 graduate of Neenah High School, played and coached collegiately at Lawrence University. Then his high school coaching stops included Waukesha North, Appleton East, and Wausau East, the Lumberjacks. But he's coming off a 2022 season that saw him earn Fox Valley Association Coach of the Year honors. The Rockets going 9-2 and finishing as co-FVA champions with Kimberly. But see some of the work he's done when he's taken over this program. 4-5, 6-4, 6-5, 5-5, 7-4, 8-3, 5-6, then 3-4 in the alternate spring season. 6-5, 9-2, and then 3-0 again. A slow but steady climb into being one of the top teams here in the FVA. 4th down coming up for Van Beek, who's play fake to Dean, swings it over, and he got the first down. Luke Young with the catch, and based on they're calling the sticks to move. 1st and goal. That was a big-time play by Van Beek to find Young for the 1st down. Wow. Looked like the Ghosts thought they maybe had it stopped, but I could tell by that sideline official where he was setting up that that was past the 1st down marker. So 1st and goal at the 6.
Give credit to Luke Young on that play. Brett, he took a heavy hit just to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, Steve Young's son. So 1st and goal, Van Beek. He's going to hand off. Nope, Van Beek's going to keep it. He's on the run, looking, throws, and it is
knocked away.
Caught.
Oh, it is caught.
It is caught. A 6-yard score for number 6, Zane Schmidt.
Brett, I thought Reardon had knocked that away. Boy, nice play by Van Beek, Brett. And it looks like they might be going for 2 here, or is that Wasco out there?
I would think you'd go for the PAT, wouldn't you? I think
yes,
that's
it's going to be Wasco. Okay.
Well, we'll talk about that drive here in a second, but let's see if Wasco can get this one through, and does with ease. And with 3:46 to play here in this third quarter. We look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, back to a one-score game, 16-9. The Ghosts with the lead. And Ricardo, kind of what we were talking about, right? I think we mentioned it late first half, at half, and maybe even a little bit to open the second half. The Rockets needed to get that passing game going, and Van Beek got much more comfortable as that drive went along, and you saw that culminating with a big fourth down pass play to Young, number one, but then a nice strike and good concentration by Zane Schmidt to come up with a catch close to the turf. Now all of a sudden you start loosening things up, and then that can open much more of those chunk plays that we're used to seeing from that offense and Grant Dean.
Well, Brett, we were talking about that Neenah needed a score, and they did. So now it's up to the defense. Kaukauna has had several long drives. Can you prevent those lengthy drives, number one? And number two, force a turnover and downs or a punt or anything like that to get the ball back to your offense, which is kind of clicking now.
Yeah, you think an offense that came in averaging 441.7 yards per game, especially with Ashton Van Beek being the field general, right, taking the snaps, but obviously very heavy Grant Dean. But the Rockets are used to putting points on the board and piling up yards. Credit to what the Ghosts have done, but the Ghosts really keyed in on Grant Dean and saying, hey, let's make the freshman quarterback make some plays and beat us. And now they're not beating him, but Van Beek finally making some plays. And again, they got to be feeling pretty good about himself after that nice drive. Now, let's see what the Ghosts can do. Ghosts had a golden opportunity after they got that stop initially in the second half to extend that lead. The Rockets defense coming up with a stop, but now you got Finley Dorio and that great passing attack, and even the rushing attack, as we've seen tonight from the Ghosts, has been stellar as well. Let's see if the Kaukauna can answer. There's Danny Poor on the return and brought down. And guess who? The kid who just scored the touchdown, Zane Schmidt, with a special teams tackle.
Brett, I got a couple scores here from our friends at USA Today Network, compiling all those scores and roundups. Okay, Xavier and Wrightstown leading 20-14. Brett.
Okay.
Fond du Lac leads Kimberly 21-7.
Wow. That's a shocker to me.
Winneconne, and what's wrong with Freedom football? Winneconne leading Freedom 17-0.
Really? We're going to see the Irish next week. And nothing doing there for Reardon. Boy, a whole bunch of red jerseys bringing them down. Or stopping the play. I didn't see who was the first one in there. Saw Andrew Carlson, one of the last ones there, junior linebacker, number 54 for the Rockets. Loss of one. I think now, Ricardo, I think this isn't a case for Kaukauna. I think you have to, the passing attack has to start taking over, and Finley Dorio and his great receivers that he has. There's a play fake. He's going to swing it over to Parker Shue, and quickly in on that tackle was number 23 for the Rockets, Will Radies, I'm sorry, a senior defensive back. And here's a big moment. 3rd and 6 at the 31-yard line. Last thing you want if you're Matt Binsfeld is a quick 3 and out with how the Rockets looked offensive there in that last series. Let's see what Dorio can try to manage here on this 3rd and 6.
Yeah, he's been able to make some yards with his feet, Brett, in these situations.
Dorio steps up, feeling the pressure. He almost slipped down, and he's finally brought down. I think you got to credit number 12 was one of those players, Will St. Clair, the senior outside linebacker. Looked like he got some pressure initially. Dorio felt it, stepped up. Nothing for him downfield, though, and St. Clair still hustling, not stopping, and then kind of chasing down Dorio for the big sack and a 3 and out for that Rockets defense. And Dean back to presumably field this punt, but if you're the Ghost, you're not going to punt it to Grant Dean, are you?
That's a good question.
I want to angle it towards the short side here of the field in front of this Neenah sideline. And, well, I think that's going to push the Ghosts back 5 more yards. Let's see. There was some confusion there on the special teams on the punt team for the Ghosts. It is a legal procedure call. They're a player late getting on the field, so back up to Kaukauna 5 yards. And it's looking like the Rockets are going to have fantastic field position late in this third quarter.
Tucker Hoffman is the punter for Kaukauna. Grant Dean, the deep man for Neenah.
Dean now lined up in Kaukauna territory. That's kind of a line drive. Dean's going to take it right at the 50-yard line, makes one guy miss, and here he's off to the races. Finally on his feet inside the 30.
Van Dinter just kind of trying to hold on.
Just when you think you have him, right, he's so shifty and quick. So we've talked about his speed, we've talked about his power, but how about his ability to make guys miss with that quickness, very quick feet. And look at where the Rockets are going to be setting up. The chance to potentially tie this game. It's at the 27-yard line. Nope, Van Beek again, little play fake. And and it is intercepted. Van Dinter with the pick. And a huge turnover by the Ghosts.
Brett, he pumped. I don't know if he liked what he saw. I'm talking about Van Beek, but then decided to throw it anyway. I think his primary read was covered. Looked to a second read. Maybe saw he was open, but I thought he was covered too.
He was
Van
covered.
Dinter.
How about Van Dinter with the good hands? I'm not sure Van Dinter quite thought that ball was going to be thrown. Kind of juggled it a little bit, but then secured it in a huge turnover.
Brett, is that the third turnover for Neenah?
Third turnover, a fumble and 2 interceptions, I believe. Now a chance and I believe the Ghosts have made the Rockets pay on each of those previous 2 turnovers. Dorio going to swing it. Nice high throw and catch, and it looks like Parker Shue with the reception along that Kaukauna sideline under a minute to play.
13 of 14 for 129 yards is what I have. Finley Dorio. Unofficial stats, of course.
Dorio, handoff, Reardon, and just nothing doing. That's number 70 getting in there. Hudson Tamulian. Tamulin. I'm gonna get that name right one of these times. Tamulin. A senior defensive lineman, 5'8", 205 pounds, and that'll be the final play of this third quarter. We got a great game here in this Week 4 matchup. One of these teams is going to be in first place at the end of the night, right? I guess Appleton North could be as well.
Yeah, they're playing Appleton West, which I'm going to assume is probably in their favor.
This week at Neenah High School, the boys soccer team will take on Kimberly on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock at Kelderman Field.
Actually, Appleton North is playing Oshkosh West.
That's what it was. My apologies.
Yep, Appleton West is in the VFA, of course, now.
Tuesday, September 19th at 7 o'clock.
Final 12 minutes to come here at Rocket Stadium as we look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. 16-9.
Friday, September 22nd.
The Ghosts with the lead and a big third down play coming out of this quarter break. 3rd and 4, ball on the Kaukauna 34-yard line.
That Winneconne Freedom score, 24-14.
Okay.
In favor of Winneconne.
Freedom making a little bit of a comeback there. Freedom with one of the top passers in the state as well with Courts, I believe. Well, again, we're going to see Freedom next week. And Wrightstown leading Xavier. That's a great matchup. This is a great matchup here, Week 4. Dorio A big third down play coming. Oh, low snap. Does a good job to keep it.
Look at that.
And, yeah, nice job finding Weinberg. Ricardo, I'm looking at my binoculars, but it seems like they're giving him a little bit of a cushion there on a third down play, right?
That's what it appeared to be.
He knew exactly where he was going to go with that ball and did a good job with the snap low on the turf.
Yeah, and it was an 8-yard gain, Brett, so that drive is extended for Kaukauna. $14 for 15 for 137 yards. Really efficient numbers for Finley Dorio.
So play fake again. Weinberg. Briones, though, with the tackle. Maybe 3 yards. About 3 yards, I think, is where they'll say he got, marking it at the 45-yard line.
Bondi up 21-14 late in the third.
Kimberly trying to make a comeback. That's surprising me, Ricardo.
I never count Kimberly out until the final score, my friend.
But I mean, final, like
yes.
building a
No,
two-touchdown lead.
Why would that surprise you, though? They're desperate for a win.
They're desperate,
they were picked to finish second. Remember?
I do remember. Dorio on second down, hands off to Crest, looking for a seam.
Look at
and
that. Just working his way through BC.
Yeah, about 1 yard shy of the first down.
Just across the 50-yard line, ball spotted at the Neenah 49.
And quickly back to the line of scrimmage are the Ghosts with Dorio looking over the defense, waiting for the snap. Gets it, hands off to Crest. Crest dives, and that pile pushes him for the first down. Ball at the 47-yard line. Now you might get a little bit of what we saw in that first quarter. Remember that long drive that took about half the quarter? No rush. Mixing some handoffs with some short to intermediate passing. Not trying to force anything and really trying to run this clock down quite a bit.
Crest, 16 carries, 66 yards, Brett. Yeah, we haven't gotten an update from that Wrightstown Xavier score. It was 20-14 in the third.
Dorio, handoff to Cress, and tackled by Tamulin.
He was wrestled down, Brett. That's a definition of it right there.
Second and 9.
Second and 9 from the 46.
Oh, low snap, and Crest just picks it up, but that's nothing.
That could have been disastrous,
Yeah, that
Brett.
could have been. It was on the turf for a little bit, and number 92, Tawan Rich, making the tackle for the Rockets.
49-yard line.
So 3rd and 13, Ricardo? 3rd and 12?
3rd and 12.
And it's 3rd and 12.
Little Shoot again leading Wapaka 27-3. 27-3.
Might have to get the Mustangs on the live stream schedule. We'll see. I know they have a big one later on in the season against Wrightstown. Dorio, though, big one here, and nowhere to go. Now it's a scramble drill. And, boy, he is really deep. Going to throw one down the field and intercepted. Intercepted by number 82, Connor Briones. How about the outside linebacker, Ricardo, playing that far deep? Jumps up and picks it off. Boy, again, good coverage downfield. Dorio had to really scramble and just sort of lofted. I guess you could kind of say basically a punt at that situation anyway.
Best case scenario, but I'm sure Dorio would like that throwback. First down and 10, though. Nice play by the Neenah defense, though, Brett. You know, you're trailing by a touchdown here. You really set your offense up here, you know, forcing that 4th down turnover.
Boy, good battle here in week 4 between these two heavyweights in the Fox Valley Association. Van Beek now back with Grant Dean. Let's see if the Rockets, that's their first defensive turnover of the game. Here goes Grant Dean, always a threat to bust it loose, but good job by that Kaukauna defense. If you're a Kaukauna fan right now, every time you see 8 getting a handoff, you're kind of holding your breath.
You are, aren't you? We are up here.
But 2 fun teams to watch. We gotta see how we can get Kaukauna on the schedule again at some point. Might have to wait till the playoffs.
16 carries, 91 yards for Grant Dean.
I see Lee Rubbis across the way, Neenah boys basketball coach. He's helping out with the chain gang, the crew. Grant Dean again looking for some space, and the Ghost bottling up the Rockets running back. It's going to be 3rd and about 4 to go, maybe 3 to go, I think.
To the 31-yard line. A gain of 3. 3rd and 3.
There's a good look at Lee Rubbis. I'm guessing he's going to have a pretty good boys basketball team here again. The girls team is going to be
We know that. Yeah.
state ranked for sure, with Allie Zabel leading the way. Looking forward to basketball, but enjoying all this great football as well. Van Beek, he's going to kind of tuck it in. Cuts it back inside. Oh, takes a big hit
Oh, he's close.
by number 74.
It's going to be
though.
a yard short, though.
Logan Arft hit him hard, and if you're the Rockets, Ricardo, you have to go for this, I think. 4th and 1.
What?
I think
This
you
is
have
why I'm
to.
not a coach.
I think you go for it.
It's going to be 1 yard short.
1 yard short, and I wonder
Coming up for the Rockets.
if Steve Young and his crew maybe eventually will want to burn a timeout. Still trying to get the play in as Luke Young now racing to the huddle. Back judge, plenty of time yet. Here you go, 4th down and 1 to go. Rockets waiting for it. Young in motion, Van Beek,
Trying to get him to go off sides, Brett.
and they call a timeout.
Okay, I that was a good calculated risk. Now, what do you think?
You go for it.
Okay. Brett, I never knew you were so, you're a gambler here. I did not see this.
This ain't my money.
I suppose, but still, for me, I guess I would punt it because your defense has been playing well.
But you're rolling the dice on that because of how good Dorio is and that offense is. How many times can you stop them and slow them down or get off the field? At one of these times, again, Dorio and that offense is going to catch fire.
Leads Oshkosh West 21-9 late in the 3rd.
Appleton North leading Oshkosh West. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
21-9. Oshkosh West 2-1 going into this game, Brett. They're playing a lot better too. The Wildcats.
Wildcats, huh?
I want to thank Jim Strick, our buddy here at Neenah, Brett, giving us those updates of the Fox Valley Association.
That's one of the fun things, too, about doing these Game of the Week live streams is we've gotten to know so many of these people, these administrators or game workers in all of these venues throughout the years. It's always fun to see the same people. And
Here we go.
Chat.
4th and 1, Brett.
so
What's
here
the
you
call?
go. I think it's number
Dean.
8 is going to get the ball.
And there's
now you got a punt.
Yeah.
There was a mix-up.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Young started to go in motion, stopped, and then started again. And you can see that Kaukauna defense really celebrating, trying to get its fans into the game. And here comes the punt unit. Boy, that's a big pre-snap mistake.
And that's just, on film, Coach is really going to be upset over that because those kind of mental mistakes, Brett, you can't have that in those kind of situations.
Now, if you're the Ghosts, you got to make the Rockets pay for that penalty and try to ice this game. There's a high snap. Wasco with the punt. Nobody back to receive for the Ghosts. And let's see what type of a bounce it takes. It takes a nice Neenah bounce to the 31-yard line. Under 6 minutes to play. Oh, flag on the play. Let's see where it is. Oh, it's against that Kaukauna sideline. Let's see what the call is. What if Kaukauna was offsides? You can see Matt Binsfield talking to the officials. Kaukauna sideline clapping.
Yeah, because their offense is coming onto the field, Brett.
Yeah. Officials still talking things over.
It's been declined. Is that what it was?
No, they're waving the flag off.
Oh, okay.
Flag has been waved off.
Neenah fans not happy.
No, they're not.
I don't know what the potential call was. It an offsides potentially, or what was going on?
Or was there maybe a 12-man on the field? Either way, Brett, and coaches are the Neenah coaches are getting explained there as Coach Young is asking for an explanation. Either way, right now, the Neenah defense played well in that last drive, Brett. They need to come up big again.
I know, but like I said before, how you're going against maybe the league's top quarterback and maybe the league's top offense. How many times can you get off the field and give these guys opportunities to put it away? Dorio again, low snap. Oh, off the hands of Shu.
They were not communicating.
No, they weren't. You can see Shu's like, he's confused. He's got his arms out.
2nd and 10 at the 31.
And he's mad. They're frustrated right now, so.
Well, there's been a few incompletions here over the last several passes by Finley Dorio, including that interception, Brett, that ended the last drive.
I'm starting to wonder, is frustration creeping in for an offense that's not used to being consistently stopped?
Or having to have, precise long drives.
You can see Dorio looking at that sideline. Again, seems to be confusion. Waiting for the snap. Takes it. Going to swing it over to Weinberg. And, boy, covered great by Connor Briones. And here comes a big third down again. No doubt about it, Ricardo. A Kaukauna offense right now a little out of sync.
16 of 21 for 142 yards is what I have Finley Dorio.
Neenah fans on their feet, ringing those cowbells. Hoping the Rockets defense can make another stop. How about Dorio in this offense, though? 3rd and 8. What do you do here? Dorio, he's going to, play fake. Dorio looking downfield, and knocked away.
Yeah, it's nice defensive play by Young.
Young knocked it away. Weinberg was the intended receiver, and Young, and boy, they were right there. Bang, bang play, but Young knocks it down, and that defense gets the stop again.
Neenah's defensive backs are doing a tremendous job of, really clamping down on those receivers as they go past a certain yard, Brett. They're getting right in their pants. And it's becoming very difficult to have any separation from those Neenah defenders.
Grant Dean now back again, and again,
out.
The question is, do you punt it to this guy?
Or punt it far side?
Yeah, I think you want to punt it away, and that's what they're going to do. Where's it going to go out of bounds? And
the triangulation.
Yep, here they go. Where are they going to mark this?
Oh, they mark it right at the 44?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, they're doing it right now. Right at the 46, I believe.
So there's the Grant Dean influence right there, right? You don't want him to get his hands on the ball and potentially break one. Conversely, though, a short punt, and you give that Rockets offense definitely a very manageable field here. Ball at the 46-yard line, 4:50 to go. Looking at the timeouts, Kaukauna has all 3. Neenah with just 1 remaining. Heck of a battle here. At Rocket Stadium, Week 4 matchup. Both teams undefeated. Van Beek, he's got time, gonna rainbow one downfield, and Dean! Intercepted! Intercepted!
He still has it!
He took it away! How did he come up with that, Ricardo?
Are they calling it at the 25? What happened there?
Dean is saying he was down.
Nope, they're saying it's Kaukauna ball.
Oh, they are, okay.
At the 26. Van Dinter again, his 2nd interception.
I thought Dean had it, but Van Dinter kind of got his hands in there at the same time and comes up with the interception. What a pick. And Ricardo going stride for stride with Grant Dean to come up with that interception.
Wow.
What a play.
Carson Van Dinter. Hey, he's going to Iowa State, Brett. as a safety.
He's gonna be a
There you
cyclone.
saw that. Him and, Dean's going Big Ten somewhere or Division I somewhere. So that's a great matchup. And Van Dinter, 2 picks, Brett, 4 turnovers for the Rockets.
So ball at the 26, saying Van Dinter was down.
Future Cyclone.
Again, I thought Dean had it, but Van Dinter coming down with it on the tight coverage. And now Crest will the Ghost finally make the Rockets pay for another turnover.
Gain of 5 on the play of the 31. 2nd and 5.
19 carries, 69 yards for Crest. The yards are modest, Brett, but they're very hard-earned and they're very critical for Kaukauna all game.
Well, let's see if they've got that 4-minute offense ready to go. Try to run this clock out. In no hurry are the Ghosts. As Dorio, he's going to hand off to Crest again, and Crest dives. Again, 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 2.
Tripped up by Briones.
That clock is becoming the enemy of Neenah right now, Brett.
3rd and 2.
I think if you're Kaukauna, you got to run it again, huh?
I believe so. Little Shoot leading Wapaka 35-3, Brett.
Mustangs have a good quarterback in Charlie Vandenberg.
Absolutely, having a big year for a Little Shoot.
Yeah. Dorio waiting for it, handoff, and
Ooh,
he's
it's gonna
got,
be-
you know,
he
he
got
got
it.
it. He
Yeah, he
got it
did.
by a yard. That's Crest diving for the 1st down. Stops the clock, and now things are looking pretty good for the Ghosts.
Listen.
Neenah with just 1 timeout
Hey,
remaining.
that's only 3 yards, but that might have been the most critical run that he had all game. And I'm including anything that went for over 10 yards. 21 carries, 75 yards unofficially for Crest.
Got a tweet from Dustin Reese. 384 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, along with 39 yards rushing and another score for Charlie Vandenberg and the Little Shoot Mustangs quarterback. How about that for a night? How about a night for the Ghosts here potentially to win this big FVA matchup, and now the Rockets will burn their final timeout.
Hamulin made the tackle.
Was that Crest on the carry again?
I believe so.
Gain of 2 to the 39-yard line. Timeout taken by Neenah. The final timeout of the game for the Rockets. A trivia question. Going back a ways. What future Neenah coach?
Again, folks, don't forget about that digital subscription deal. 6 months for $1. Unlimited digital access to the Post Crescent and any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Go to postcrescent.com/subscribe, any of our sites/subscribe. And if you're a high school sports fan, you're going to get coverage all the way through the spring season. Or I guess through the winter season, right? September through March. But you're going to get a lot of great coverage. So please support us and local journalism.
He left after that 65 year to join the Wisconsin.
That's right.
$1 for 6 months. Don't forget, next week we're at Wrightstown for the Wrightstown Freedom grudge match.
Who recently passed away at the age
Brett, it's like the old line from Greece. If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
of Kaukauna.
There you go.
39-yard line.
Second and 8 from the 39 for Kaukauna.
Whoa, bad snap again, but Dorio's able to pick it up. Watch out, Reardon. And a 1st down, and I think that is going to end it. Aiden Reardon doing a good job. You can see the Ghost sideline doing a little celebration with 2:18 to go. Neenah out of timeouts. And Ricardo looking like the Ghosts are about to improve to 4-0 on the season, 2-0 in the league.
41 yards on 8 carries I have for Reardon. Again, a nice balanced run attack from Kaukauna. That run game kind of has powered them to this victory. 1st and 10 at the 50. Neenah cannot stop the clock anymore.
I think if Dorio just take a knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dorio takes a knee.
1st down, you don't have to do anything more. Victory formation. You can hear the Ghost fans cheering. got to think the Ghosts are going to move up in the rankings, right? Maybe in the WIS Sports rankings, maybe put them number 1 in Division II.
They're definitely in play, Brett. When you play in a conference like this, you've got to be in play for that number 1 spot. Though remember, Kettle Moraine, the defending D2 champs, are number 1, I believe, in D2.
Remember the Ghosts now chasing their first FBA title since '95. Now we're a little early to be talking conference title, but 2-0 in the league, 4-0 overall as Dorio takes another knee. And what a battle here in week 4. That was an entertaining game. One more kneel down should do it, Ricardo. You're going to get down there and talk to both sides?
I will try to, yes.
Again, don't forget about the photo gallery you can check out later tonight on postcrescent.com. Bill Glasheen, our photojournalist, was here tonight. And Kaukauna fans on their feet celebrating, arms in the air. Some high fives I see. As Kaukauna going to put this one away, 16-9, week 4 victory here at Rocket Stadium. Congrats to the Ghosts and Coach Binsfeld. Heck of a game here at Rocket Stadium. Ricardo, your thoughts before you head down?
Yeah, well, for Neenah, you know, it's hard to gauge Neenah right now because they're playing without one of their big guns, right? Evan Van Evenhoven, the freshman quarterback Van Beek. You know, he's a freshman.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can expect from him. He played well at times tonight, had a couple of interceptions that really hurt the Rockets. But I think this is more about Kaukauna taking that next step, Brett. Kaukauna's defense really came through today. They're a lot better than I thought they were. Now, we knew they had talent on that side of the ball. But, boy, Van Dinter, he pops, doesn't he? Iowa State, you can see why he's going high Division I. And offensively, that run game kind of surprised us a little bit. It was varied, it was potent, and it was efficient. And, when Finley is able to make a few plays as well down the field, that makes them even more dangerous, Brett. So big win over a big rival for Kaukauna, Brett. Again, another great job by Binsfeld. He has this team ascending right now. How high they're going to go? They made the state semifinals last year.
And playing Division II come playoff time.
Yes.
Well, a heck of a game, Ricardo. That was fun. 16-9.
Yeah, it was. Let's do
Kaukauna
this again next Friday, huh?
Should we do it at Wrightstown?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll head on
so
over
I'll
there.
see you guys again. Everyone have a good night.
Yeah, be sure to check out Ricardo's recaps, I guess, tomorrow and Sunday online. You can see all of his reaction from the Week 4 matchups here in the Fox Valley Association, the Northeastern Conference, Bay Conference. Wherever there's a high school football league, Ricardo is all over it. So definitely go on postcrescent.com later on this weekend to get all the reaction from players, coaches, all that good stuff. And let me run down the scoring before we sign off for Week 4 here at Rocket Stadium. Kaukauna gets on the scoreboard first with 5:09 to play in the opening quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run by Kyle Kress made it 7-0 Ghosts. That was a 14-play, 80-yard drive to open the game. Then Neenah gets a safety with 2:14 to play in the first quarter. It made it 7-2. That was after a Neenah fumble. The Ghosts had it on their own 7-yard line, but a pass to Kavanaugh Weinberg slipped in the end zone, and that awarded the Rockets the safety. Kaukauna gets on the scoreboard next late in the second quarter, 1:44 to play. A 12-yard touchdown run by Aiden Reardon. 2-point conversion was no good. That was highlighted by a 44-yard connection from Finley Dorio to Carson Van Dinter. 13-2 was the score at that point, and then a late field goal. 35-yarder as time expired in the second quarter by Osvaldo Soto Sanchez. 16-2, Kaukauna with the lead after at the break. That was comes off of a Tyler Jazeski interception. The only score in the second half was Neenah. 3:46 to play in the third quarter. A 6-yard touchdown pass from Ashton Van Beek to Zane Schmidt. The kick was good. 16-9 was the score at that point. And as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's embroidery and scoreboard, that's how the game ends. Kaukauna with the victory. The Ghosts improved to 4-0 on the season, now 2-0 in the Fox Valley Association. The Ghosts are at Fond du Lac next Friday. FBA matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. At last check, the Cardinals were leading the top-ranked Papermakers 21-14. We'll check that score here in a little bit. As for the Rockets, they fall to 3-1 on the season, 1-1 overall, and they are at Oshkosh West. That's going to be a tricky game at Titan Stadium. That's next Friday in a Fox Valley Association matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Again, as for us, we're headed to Wrightstown next Friday, a big Northeastern Conference grudge match as the Tigers take on the rival Freedom Irish. Live coverage for us will kick off at 6:45 p.m. You can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Cellcom's great smartphone event is going on now through October 1st. Get up to $900 when you activate a new line. Savings available on a variety of phones, including top brands. Visit cellcom.com/save for details. And Cooney's, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS0922 at sbcglobal.net. I thought maybe I could get one quick score update in. Let's see if, Rosie, before I sign off, I just wanted to see how the Kimberly football game was going. And at last check, it was 21-14. Oh, now Kimberly with the lead. They scored with 6 minutes to go and a 2-point conversion, now up 22-21. So there you go. Papermakers, Rosie, kind of doing what Kimberly maybe does, right? Somehow when you think their backs are against the wall, they seem to respond. But we'll see. There's still 6 minutes to go in that game at Papermakers Stadium. So for us, I'm Brett Christopherson. For Ricardo, for Rosie and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, signing off from Rocket Stadium here at brand new Neenah High School. Once again, the final score tonight, Kaukauna 16, Neenah 9. Thanks for watching, everybody.